Hi, I'm Brenda Scott. I posted some pictures on Facebook not too long ago about how I revamped my patio cushions. My cushions look like this from IKEA. Very nice cushions, but it was going to cost me $1,500 to replace them and even more to recover them. So I went from this to this by using latex paint, glycerin, white vinegar, and water. And I'm going to teach you how to make fabric paint out of latex paint today. So what you want is food grade glycerin. People are buying it because of COVID to make hand sanitizer, so I bought an entire jug from Amazon. Basic food grade white vinegar and water. The recipe is this: equal parts glycerin and vinegar and double the amount of water. Now I already have some made, so I don't actually need to do this, but I'm going to show you just so you'll know. So here's the glycerin and a half cup. Glycerin is sticky. Don't spill it on your floor. You'll be sorry. Same amount of, that's not going to work, vinegar. And then 1 cup of water. So you stir this up. This now becomes the medium that is going to transform your latex paint into fabric paint. If you use a satin paint or a high gloss paint, your fabric's going to look like leather. You don't want that to happen. I chose an eggshell, and I did it in all the different colors. It's a little daunting because when you get your first coat on, you think you've made a horrible mistake. It's going to look like this. So this is your first coat after it's dried, and you think, oh my God, what have I done? You're fine. This is the second coat after it's done. I will go back in and touch up a few spots that didn't get quite enough paint, but basically what you've made is a stain. Now what I did, because I didn't want to use paint on my measuring cups, I poured water into the container. So your fabric medium is equal amounts with the paint plus half again of water. So if you use a cup of fabric medium and a cup of paint, you're going to use half a cup of water. The other thing you're going to need is a spray bottle of water and a paintbrush and gloves. So there's my fabric medium. I just keep it in a Dijon mustard container. All right, so here's the cushion. If you want to wash your fabric first, that's fine. Get any stains off, that's great. I advise gloves because the paint really does get under your fingernails and then you have a big mess later. Whoops. So here's, here it is here. You can see how thin that is. When I put the brush in, it just runs off. So that's the consistency you want. So that's half a cup of fabric medium, half a cup of paint, and a quarter cup of water, or however you want to do it. The other thing I did was, before I measured the paint, I filled this with water, this container, up to a cup. And then I marked it on the inside with a Sharpie, dumped the water out, and then when I poured my paint in, I had a measurement in there. Makes it easier because you don't want to ruin your measuring cups. So this is just water. You want the fabric damp so that it'll take the stain, but you don't want it wet. And you can always touch it up later. I tried doing this with a hose. Don't. Your fabric will be way too wet and then you're in trouble. So you literally just brush it on. When you're going around seams, I find it easy if you just spritz them a little bit because then the paint goes down into the seam more easily. And that, my dears, is all there is to it. I don't know how long it'll last, and I will be honest, the fabric does, when it dries, it does seem a little bit harder. It's not as squishy, but it's not uncomfortable and it's not detrimental. The paint does not come off. I have not left the cushions out in the rain to find out. So try it. You have nothing to lose, especially if you have old, ugly furniture. Thanks for watching. Oh, questions that I need to answer. I did not invent the recipe for fabric medium. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I was on Pinterest. I seem to have traveled all over the world via the internet. But I did come up with this actual recipe for the amount of paint to fabric medium. And yes, you can buy fabric medium already made. I know Martha Stewart makes it. But the sheer amount I needed to do all these cushions, it was going to be cost prohibitive, and that's why I decided to do my own. I used latex interior eggshell paint for these cushions, and it seems to have worked out quite well. And last, let the paint dry between coats. So just let it dry completely, and then spray it again with water before you put on your second coat. My real love is my garden. And that's where I like to spend my time and my money. So this was the most cost-effective way to revamp the cushions and have time to enjoy the outdoors. Thanks for watching. Happy painting.